There's just something about the bitter cold that I find really alluring. It's harsh and it's hauntingly beautiful. I've wanted to come to Colorado and camp above 10,000 feet in the dead of winter. It's a personal challenge for me, and it's an opportunity for growth, for reflection, and to hone my skills. But the temperature is still really low. So I'm about to set off for a solo journey in the San Juans of Colorado. Amazingly stunning. Have some beautiful weather. It's snowed for the last couple of days. Time to break some trail and get on out there. It's really deep. First snow, probably got some wind load. Breaking trail ain't easy. Ooh, I'll tell you what, this is hard work. But I don't know if I've ever been somewhere more beautiful. This whole range of the San Juans is just incredible. Marvelous area out here. The snow is deep. I started following a skier's skin track because it just makes it so much easier. I don't go down to my knees or beyond. I'm actually not trying to go super far tonight. The goal isn't really distance. The goal is just winter camping and setting up camp and just being out here. Oh, this is special. So I think I'm gonna set up camp here tonight. Beautiful views of these mountains. I don't quite have a view of the peaks that are back here, which I was kind of hoping for, but the day is getting late and I've got work to do. I'm gonna try to create a low point to protect me from the wind, because it is a bit exposed and windy here. So I'm gonna test the snow depth with my probe. See how much snow I'm working with here, and make my decision if I'm actually gonna camp here or not. Oh, my old instructor wouldn't have been happy with that toss. Yeah, pretty consistent, 85 centimeters, which is about 3 feet. And it looks like there's a ton of snow out here, but this winter has been pretty dry, so this is actually not very much snow for this time of year for this area. But that's enough. I was hoping for a little bit more to get a little deeper, but I'm gonna go with it. This is gonna take a while. Gotta make sure I'm still hydrated. It's super easy to forget to drink when it's cold. but it's one of the most important parts of staying warm. That and food. Eat food, drink water, don't sweat. In case you're wondering, this is pretty new for me. From the desert, building these kinds of like snow shelters, even though I'm gonna be in a tent tonight, is relatively new to me. But it's a skill I'd like to get better at. And I think it'll also just make me more comfortable tonight. Having this wind barrier have my tent below the wind barrier, I think will be well received. This view is awesome, but the wind is mostly coming from where the view is. So I'm trying to protect myself a little bit from that. Well, I've started hitting sticks and scrub in this corner, so might have a hard time getting it lower over here, but doing pretty good overall. I got these MSR snow stakes, and they're awesome. Definitely need something like this for snow, especially this kind of snow. It's really granular and doesn't stick together very well. It's not wet snow like in other parts of the US or other parts of the world. So when that comes, and when that's the case, get yourself some of these snow stakes. Hey, how you doing?
I came over here to see if you had dinner ready.
Not yet.
You got a cold beer?
Nope.
My goodness.
Go on
This looks cold. It looks like a lot of work.
Hey.
And it looks cold.
Well, that's the extra work, was to make it less cold.
Well, you know, not to jerk your chain or anything, but I'm going to be at home and warm in my bed tonight.
You son of a... Well, this is by my choice. I could do that too.
Yeah.
And I'm a little jealous, but you know, I think I'm gonna have a beautiful night out here. Look at this place.
It is beautiful, and the weather's going to hold for a couple of days too.
That's what it looks like.
Are you doing a video right now?
I am.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, I better get out of your video.
Well, you're not actually in it.
Good.
But
it can hear me.
it can hear you.
How many trips? Just one?
Just the one trip.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Carrie just...
All right, so it's going to probably get down to anywhere from -5 to 5 tonight.
That sounds great. I'm actually wanting to test some of my... I've got a -20 sleeping bag and then a new R8.5 R value sleeping mat that I'm kind of testing out. So if it's insufficient...
Well, you're close enough to the car in case you need to bolt. Oh, you'll have to edit that one out.
Yeah.
We'll see you.
All right, have a good day. Enjoy. Guys, giving away my secrets. I'm like 10 miles deep in the backcountry. That guy totally startled me. It's a lot of work, but this is just awesome. I'm having a blast and really loving just the work, the appreciation of being out here. It's such a raw and visceral experience, which is something I truly love about winter camping. It's hard, but it's amazing how fast you actually acclimate to the temperature. And I know it's going to get a lot colder tonight, and I might have a different mantra later, but when you're actually just out in it, your body can readjust. When you constantly are going back and forth between heating and like winter temperatures, it throws your body off. It's just really hard. So just being out here, I love to feel that adjustment, to feel, I don't know, amazingly comfortable actually. The temperature is starting to drop, sun's lower, going down behind the horizon. This is awesome. I'm using the Nemo Tensor Extreme, which is the new R 8.5 value mattress from Nemo. And one of the things that I'm really excited about, aside from the fact that it's the warmest air mattress I'll have ever used, at least rated as the warmest air mattress, but it's size wide. And that actually makes a huge difference because when you use the 20-inch wide mattresses, it's really easy to just have your elbows come off the mat or your knees come off the mat. You have to try really hard to stay on the mat. And with this 25-inch wide mattress, that's one of the biggest differences I've seen using the wide mats is you don't really accidentally come off the ground and touch the ground, and that's where you get the death of all those cold spots coming in. So I'm excited to try this out. I think it's going to be fun. Now you can barely see me. So one of the things that's a good idea is as early as you can is to open up your sleeping bag, especially when you're winter camping, to let it loft out. Especially if it's been compressed, let it re-obtain its loft. Definitely makes a big difference. And this is a new sleeping bag that I'm also using, also from Nemo. They're coming out with some new winter gear that I wanted to test, so this is really just a gear testing trip. It's not a sponsorship thing. And this is the Sonic -20-degree bag, and I've been using this in the van for the last few nights when it's getting down pretty cold. Well, really cold, like -5 one night, and I was toasty. So I think this pairing should be pretty exciting to try out here. And yeah, excited about that. Losing light, temperature's dropping. I gotta get ready to make my dinner. So I've been finding all sorts of uses for this Reflectix, which is just a material that you can get at Home Depot for real cheap. So butt pad, and I might put it under my sleeping mat later, just as some extra insulation, but just to get me off the snow. And then I made this funny little thing. So I saw that Hyperlite was selling these something like $75 insulated water bottle holders. And I decided to just take some scrap Reflectix, which is about $2 worth of material, maybe even less, and just kind of make my own. And so far I have noticed that it does actually work. Water freezes in here a lot later than it does in an open bare Nalgene. One of the things you can do if you don't have anything to insulate these with is to just literally bury them in snow. Now, I wouldn't do it somewhere where you're gonna lose it, but if you know where it's gonna be, you can bury these in snow and the snow will act as an insulation. And this is already starting to freeze up, so I gotta be careful with this water. I think it's time to make some dinner. These kind of gas tanks don't do well, okay, as I drop it right into the snow, in really cold temperatures. So that's why I had it in my jacket. There we go. Had ice in there because I dropped it right in the snow. One more little tip is if you're going to be melting snow for water, it's a good idea to start with some water at the bottom. It's a lot more efficient that way. Woohoo! Cold fuel does funny things. Hungry. One of the fun parts of winter camping is just being able to kind of make anything you want. So having a seat that you can just build in with a backrest / windbreak. I got my hot food hydrating here in my jacket. Life is pretty good. Gotten pretty hazy, high clouds, which ultimately might keep the temperature higher, keep the temperature from just escaping. So I guess I'm okay with that. Although part of me does want to just, well, I don't want to say it. See how cold it'll get. So the last thing I'm doing before bed is melting snow and making a hot water bottle to keep me extra warm. Got half of it full already. And then I want to leave a little bit of water in here that will freeze, but so in the morning I can fire this thing up. And there's already a little bit of water ready to go. And it might be obvious, but it's super important. Check for leaks. These seal tight and they are leak proof as long as you seal them right or they don't have anything damaged in here. The worst thing in the world is throw this in your sleeping bag or crawl in with this and then just have starting as boiling water leaking all over you and then it turns to ice water. This will last for about a good 4 or 5 hours to give me warmth. All right, it's getting late and the temperature has definitely dropped a lot in the last hour or so. So yeah, and the wind has picked up too. And I can really tell when I stand up, I feel the wind. And if I'm right here, I don't feel any wind. So this has been so satisfying. All right, time for me to crawl in for the night. Taking this thing into the tent. Well, it's pretty late in the night. Just got up to go pee and pulled my camera back from the time lapse I was shooting. And it's gotten really cold. So the temperature's really dropping. The frost is all over the camera. You can probably tell a little bit. And frost kind of all over everything. I got some water freezing up and yeah, it's cold, but I'm toasty in this sleeping bag, so it's doing well so far. All right, going back to bed. Well, survived the night. It was a cold night. For a while, I was super toasty, and but then the temperature really did just plummet. The clouds disappeared, and all that heat vacated. And I spoke with a gentleman who was snowshoeing out here, who was saying the forecast was for between -5 and 5, and seems about right. Everything is pretty frosty, so you can see. The tent here has got a lot of frost on it. Everything inside is just coated in frost. Anything that I left out last night has so much frost on it. And my tripod that was shooting some time lapses. I was concerned about my camera getting super frosty and then not being able to see anything or shoot anything. So I did get up in the night and grabbed it right as it was getting really frosty. But yeah, feel pretty good about my setup, how I did. All things considered, for the temperatures, I did really well, and I'm happy about that. Definitely got some like snow in here, but by snow I just mean frost that shook off the tent and down. Kept this thing inside to be a little bit warmer so I can make some hot water quicker, hopefully. Well, the sun just came out and it makes such a difference. It is such a relief to feel that first bit of sun hit you in the morning after a really cold night. My toes are still warming up. My boots were pretty cold when I put them on this morning. But it's so worth it being out here. This is glorious. And the way that the sun is now hitting off these ice crystals is really just gorgeous. Long shadows in the trees. It's beautiful. I'm gonna start making some breakfast and just gonna enjoy it for a little bit out here. I want to give a shout out to my boots. These are the Keen Revel Polar Boots, and these are rated to -40 Fahrenheit, and they have been amazing. My toes are a little chilly right now, but these are way warmer than anything else that I've really worn. So the sun is up, and it's definitely warmer because I can feel that like solar radiant heat, but the temperature is still really low. So it's cold, but the sun, as your body kind of absorbs it in, it just it feels so good. So I just can't believe how much I love this. You know, it's cold, and so I love the personal challenge of coming out to a place like this and being alone. That's part of it. It's something. It's pretty special to experience. It's been an incredible time here in the mountains, up above 10,000 feet in some really cold temperature camping. It got cold, I felt tested, but honestly, I was just having such a great time out here. The time has come. I've packed up my camp. I'm gonna take down the walls, bust it down, leave no trace, if you will. I don't want any skiers coming through and skiing into my pit and getting hurt. But this has been an incredible time here. Honestly, I've loved it so much. If you have any questions about my experience or how to help you get out for winter camping, gear, techniques, whatever it might be, please leave them in the comments below. Love to hear from you. And thanks so much for watching. Let the destruction begin. Woo! All right, well, that'll do. Nature will take its course and take care of the rest.